Let's talk about it.
All right, family, we got a powerful show today. We are actually interviewing a presidential candidate of Nigeria, Dr. Favour Ayodele. Before we get into the interview, you know how we do. Let's start the show off right.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right, family, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Before we begin this show and I bring in my guests, please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of powerful information coming up for you guys, so I'm very excited. The game show will be back soon. More important interviews, and I'm really excited to start another season of the Real Truth and Power Live podcast. So let's get into it. Before I bring in my guest, I just want you guys to know he's a phenomenal guest. He is running for the Nigerian presidential candidacy in, I believe, 2023. I'm excited, and we're going to talk to this brother and get the scoop. Let me bring him in right now. All right, family, thank you for tuning in. I am so blessed today to have a powerful, powerful guest, a political figure in the motherland of Nigeria. So let me allow him to introduce himself. How you doing today, Dr. Favour? Introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, thank you so much, my wonderful friend. It's a pleasure meeting you today. Yes, hello, Africa. Hello, the world, Here is Favour Ayodele, popularly known as the Carpenter. I'm the founder of African Intellectual Resource Organization, ERU. I'm also a founder of the Carpenter Foundation, and also to the United Nations. And here in business and management, also lead. So thank you for having me, and I'm so humbled. Thank you.
Not a problem at all. You had broke up a little bit there. I heard you say something about the United Nations. What are you doing with them?
I'm an ambassador, a peace ambassador.
Awesome. Wow, that is awesome. So it's definitely blessed to have you here. I want to get right to it because we do have a lot of people following us in Nigeria. Shout out to the Marcus Garvey Institute over there and Brother Michael Harry. I wanted to talk to you about Nigeria and the state that it's in now. You're running for presidency, but talk about some of the issues you're having with the current leadership going on over there now.
It's a pity that Nigerian African problem is totally an eyesore when it comes to leadership. You will agree with me that everything falls and rises on leadership. And basically, that is my passion. That is why I'm coming on board to put things in order, because leadership is hard work and it cannot be taken by just a mere individual that, probably trying to aspire for one position or the other. Inspiring for a position is not the whole show, but rather the quality of leadership you possess. So basically, my ideology about leadership is very simple. I believe in leadership and partnership over leadership and followership. That's my ideology on leadership, and I've also developed 5 modules, that I believe that an ordinary individual, can just plug into it and launch into a leadership skills that be able to drive whatever the person is trying to do. So Nigerian leadership, they have messed up everything. It's so pity. We are not enjoying what we need to enjoy. Nigerians are not benefiting anything right now And if I may tell you that from like, I don't want to speak what has been happening for past decades, but let's just take it from 2015 when this administration came, to power, and everything just messed up.
All right, so
The security as
let me hold
okay,
you right there because I want all the people that's following us to get educated as we go forward, as well as myself. This current administration, they were initially elected in 2015, is what you're saying, correct?
exactly.
Okay, now go
And they
ahead
were
and
elected.
go ahead.
Okay, they get elected 2019, and ever since, we Nigerians have not been enjoying what they need to enjoy. It has been, and I saw it has been a kind of mind-boggling. It has been a kind of a situation that is not interesting anyone anymore. In fact, Nigerians right now, I think Nigerians are tired, and the aspect of economy, the aspect of security, the aspect of education, and all the sectors, it's like nothing is working anymore. It's like they don't have the clue of how it is going to, they are going to put things in order. And when you don't have a visionary leader, it will like you are not going to in any way project necessary plan what the people really need. And when the leader is not having a trust with his people, automatically there's not going to be a kind of cooperation. So now the leadership we are having in Nigeria as we speak at the moment, they have lost the touch with the people. Mm-hmm. And when you are not compassionate enough, when you are not passionate enough, when you are not, full of sympathy of people, right now, if I may tell you that Nigeria is a poverty capital base of the world. That's too pathetic. A country with 200, million, over 200 million people. A country with very massive resources. A country with, it's something that we should be proud of. Nigeria is a strategic country. The map of Nigeria is a strategic map to Africa, to the world. So if you are counting on the resources of Nigeria, we can lead the world. If the resources of Nigeria, they are managed by somebody that is very, very, very innovative oriented, somebody that is leadership oriented, somebody that has a clue to all this problem. So, and they created a problem. When this administration came in, they talked about integrity, they talked about fixing the problem, they talked about corruption, they talked about things that are really, really not good as are then. But right now, there's no, in fact, it has gone beyond the difference. The difference between now, the present administration and then, there are a lot of gap. Meaning, the last administration is even better to compare when you're comparing the effectiveness, when you're comparing the efficiency, when you're comparing a lot of things involved in governing the country. So right now, it's so pathetic. We are not getting it. We are not getting anything from the government right now, and that is why Nigerians are crying, are shouting. They are tired and they need a new, fresh brain. I believe that I have everything, together with all the great brains, great individuals, that are working together with me to fix Nigeria. And so we are so intentional. We are very intentional about it. We are very, ready to turn the table around, to challenge the status quo, and not only to challenge the status quo, but to put things right. That is what Africans are agitating for. That is what Nigerians are talking about. So that is just the part of the leadership of Nigeria. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned a little bit about the leadership, because as you said, Nigeria has a lot of resources that I guess the government can use and build up Nigeria economically. Financially, I know it's a struggle over there. Just talk about some of the ideas that you would have to help improve Nigeria economically.
Oh, thank you so much. I may not be able to speak more of that aspect for now because we are yet to, put some things, that Nigerians will be looking for. But however, economically, there should be a situation where a government be able to see into the local produce. If you want to transform your country, you should be able to see what you have, And let me start from this angle. What I have in place is to first of all address the insecurity of Nigeria. And then, because when lives have been wasted day by day, there's no how that the economy of the country can actually skate through. Because the people that want to enhance the importance of this economic aspect is that they are being killed every day. So how are you going to put it together? However, economically, the country, they have looted a lot of things. They have engaged in kind of corruption that it cannot just be heard by ordinary or a normal person. Right now, we are of 43 trillion, debt. I mean, it's so much that they have destroyed the country. So this is my plan. We want to make sure that we first of all secure Nigeria and Nigerians, the property and the lives, and then we also go into a local produce infrastructure because there's nothing Nigeria is producing at the moment. We are not producing anything. And if you're not producing anything, there's no how the country can go out of whatever mess. So we make sure we industrialize Nigeria. We make sure we use our own produce, we use our own resources and bring out great guys that can put all these things together and make it happen. And another thing is the electricity. I believe that when we have electricity in Nigeria, automatically 70% of Nigerian problem will be solved. Are you with me? Yes. So right now there is no electricity. Everybody is running on gen. It's a pity that we don't even have 50,000 megawatts to carry the burden of Nigeria and Nigerians. So, staying in London, every developed countries, they are, their power is stable, very very stable. But here in Nigeria, we have been suffering from this for the past 60 years. It has not been done. Nothing is going around it. So we are very, 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 very particular about this. And of course, when you're talking about agricultural revolution, that is the plan. And let me quickly say this, that I'm having a 5 solid mandate, a 5 solid key point that we're going to use to drive and to transform Nigeria. And number 1 is agricultural revolution. Number 2 is resources. And number 3 is investment, and number 4 is security, and number 5 is education. Then this acronym is called ARISE. It's called ARISE, meaning we have to arise, we have to do things properly, and all these key points, they are very, very essential, very, very powerful to drive whatever thing that Nigerians are really looking for. So you agree with me that when it has been said, okay?
No, I was good. Sorry to cut you off because that was very powerful what you said. I wanted to make sure the people, especially if anybody's watching in Nigeria, got that point. You said there's 5 things that are part of your concept, and you call that arise. One was agriculture, resource, investment, security, and education. Correct?
Yeah.
You had mentioned about the electricity,
exactly.
and I guess that's a part of the resource. And I know you mentioned a little bit about agriculture, but I wanted you to elaborate a little bit about agriculture and how important that is to Nigeria, seeing that they do have the land and the ability to produce.
Yes, thank you so much, my friend. It is so important. Without food, you cannot live. You will go hungry. And that's why we are declaring zero hunger. That is what my administration will come to put on this as a policy for Nigeria and Nigerians. Zero Hunger Initiative. Agriculture is a very powerful key. It is the number one institution, or let me call it number one sector, that has the biggest and the largest volume to get the labor capital, to get the social capital, to get the economic capital involved. So it's a very large thing. There is no country that can dwell or can be sustained to the extent of transformation without agriculture. So this time around, you agree with me that agriculture is a very big thing, but we don't just want to do it dogmatically. We are doing it in such a way that it's going to be, revolutionized across the country through AI. What I mean by AI, I'm talking about artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. So this is part of the thing that we have in place. Like I said, I'm not going to say, all the things we have on board for now, because I know a lot of people are watching and they want to ask questions, and we are going to have another session maybe before the end of this year or the rest. But basically what I'm saying in essence is this, that it has been declared that Nigeria is a poverty capital base of the world. And what you mean by poverty, it means that, when an average individuals, they are not getting the income, the thing that need to get, the food that they need to get, the social capital of it is totally paralyzed. There is no how we not get that kind of bad appellation. So our own is to take over the agriculture and invest in it. When we put our investment, in agriculture, there are a lot of things involved. And you also agree with me that resources is agriculturally, inclined. Yeah. Because agriculture is part of the resources. So that is why it is interwoven, and that is why we are very intentional when we choose this point and it resonates to Nigerians. So we are going to make use of this and try as much as possible that every Nigerian have food. At the same time, we dwell in the industrialization of so that is why it's very important to us. That is why it's very away from.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, you broke up a little there, but I got you. And that was very important that you said agriculture, and you also mentioned investing and how you can invest in more agriculture to make that nation very powerful. You mentioned also security and education. Talk a little bit about security and education and how you plan to uplift that in Nigeria.
Thank you so much. The first thing is that we must try as much as possible that the country get the unity that need to get, because it is the insecurity part of this administration that is divided the country. So if coming in, we are very, very, it is a kind of thing that is very dear to our spirit. I'm talking about myself and my team. My administration, we make sure that we put things that needs to be in place when it comes to security. Number one, we must reform our security agencies. The armed force of Nigeria must be reformed from the lowest part of the agency, the police, and the rest. So we need to get this thing done. And then technologically, it's a thing that is driving the world. It's the next phase of the world now. Technology has been in place for how many years? And Nigeria has not in any way plugged into this and see things rightly through this sector. So security of Nigeria is very key. Right now, we are every day people are getting killed. They get killed, by Boko Haram, by bandit, by Fulani S-men, and the rest. So it is very, very pertinent. It is very, very important. We swing into action and we create a very formidable force against our common enemy. Because if our common enemy is dealt with, then there will be unity. And of course, there's no justice in the country. So this is one of the number one thing that is making everyone in Nigeria, coming out aggressively. When there is no justice, there's no, the saying used to be like, no justice, no peace. Mm-hmm. So if there's no justice, there won't be peace. And if there's no peace, then there will not be progress.
That's right.
So how are we going to do that? So the level of impunity in this administration is so massive, and we must make sure that things are rightly done properly. And then the people that to engage in this agency, they are there, but they are not being, called upon. They are not, they are just being marginalized. So basically, there's no sense of responsibility. There's no sense of there's no sense of belonging, to Afro Nigerians and even to everyone. So it's a kind of sectionalized, nepotic, idiotic kind of element that is being played in the system. So my own system, my own administration is to make sure everybody gets what we need to get on common ground. So security is very important. Life of the citizens must be saved and guided properly. And we are very, very, very keen about this.
And when you mentioned security, I like how you had that into the Arise 5 features. You're also talking about not only just national security, policing as far as the citizens being safe as well, correct?
Exactly.
Talk a little bit about the education issues over there, and how you can help in your plan on helping, because that's very important, educating the masses of your people.
From the beginning of the ARISE acronym to the end, we use education to be the base, because education is everything. If you remove education, then you have removed the life. We are talking today because of the level of education that has been in place. So if the education of a country is not properly managed and handled and invested in, there's no how that country can move forward. If I may tell you that we are having about 20 million Nigerian children that are out of school. Will you believe? That is one of the decadence. You would not believe that. Basically, the level of education in Nigeria is porous. It's nothing to write about. So my administration, by the grace of God, when I'm elected as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will make sure that every student go to school free of charge. We are going to make sure we take away these children that are roaming about, roaming on the street, out of the street. We're going to make sure that it's not going to be the usual way of education. We're going to make sure that they are entrepreneurially, fixed. And one of the first things we are going to do is to create orientation intelligence platform. We are going to orient and make sure our mind is secured away from all this kind of slavery mindset and the rest. So it's very important to us. Education is key in any government, in any administration, in any country, in any nation, in any continent, and the world at large. So it's my core value. Are you with me? So what the other part we are going to do is that as you study, we are going to break out of the normal wall. What I mean by normal wall, the four corners of the class. Meaning when you study, you make sure that you practicalize what you've been taught. So from primary to secondary school level, the education will be free. And we also have a lot of initiative for every higher institution student, that are in school. We're going to make sure that plans that we set in place to make sure that they get their experience, because it is funny when you get out from school and the market part of the labor market is trying to tell you must get 30 years of experience, 15 years of experience, 10 years experience, this and this on your profession rather. Mm-hmm. It's so funny. How would they be able to get that? So my administration will make sure that we get them fixed while they are in school or while they are schooling. We get them experience while they are schooling. So it will be like study and work program. Mm-hmm. That's how we're going to do it. And they will be paid. So everybody will be, is a kind of motivation for every citizen, every student. It's a kind of motivation. Number one, we are creating free education. Number two, we are trying to make sure that it is not going to be a dogmatic way of education sector in Nigeria or system of Nigeria. It's not going to be like that. Automatically, it's going to be different. So this is what we are coming to do when we become president 2023.
Now let's talk.
We have a lot.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said we have a lot on table on each of every item I've mentioned, and then bit by bit we carry it out. Yeah.
And I want to mention that to the people again: Arise, agriculture, resources, investment, security, and education. I think that is a phenomenal 5-piece to focus on. I want you to talk a little bit about the state of the citizens in Nigeria. Talk about their frustrations, and talk a little bit about when the elections are, because I think people are, like you said, they are frustrated, but I want you to talk to them, particularly mention the things they're frustrated about and how you'll be able to reach those people and help them.
Thank you so much, my brother. Frustration is, let me call it, is an understatement right now in Nigeria. Frustration is an understatement. I don't know the word we can use for it. And I just want to appeal to Nigerians that it is time to remove all the bad leadership, all the charlatans, all the whosoever that have been kind of that have been mortgaging the destiny of this people, of Nigerians. I just want them to stay secured in themselves, and let's wait till 2023 and remove every element of frustration, especially this administration, APC, and the rest. So, like I said, frustration in terms of insecurity, frustration in terms of corruption, frustration in terms of lack of food, frustration in terms of lack of bad roads and the rest. There's no road. Then the health sector of Nigeria is going down seriously. Imagine the president of this country jetting out every now and then, for medical checkup. A population with millions, 200 million. So you are telling me that there's no effective, genuine, secured health sector that you can manage, or that can manage you, or that can look into your health. So then basically it means that what you are doing, or the promise of you concerning the health sector, you are not making it happen. So if you jet out to take care of yourself, what about others? What about we that are here? And they used to say that you live by example. So it means that what you are erecting here, what you are implementing here, are not good enough. If it is not good for you, then it is not good for us, because we are all human beings. So the health sector of Nigeria it has destroyed entirely. We are having less than 32,000 doctors available. Can you imagine? Of the population of 200 million. So that means that just one doctor assigned to 100,000, more than 100,000. How can that particular person be effective? It's not possible. So there is no investment, there is no proper equipment, there is no proper erection, there's no world-class hospital that can contain. The public hospital of Nigeria is gone. That's part of frustration. And security, like we said, when every day, every one of us, we are getting killed here and there, I can't just tell you, if I tell you the number of people that have been killed between 2015 and now, I don't know you are going to, I'm very sure you will not be able to sit down where you are. Because you bear the pain, because blood flows in your streams. So that is part of the frustration. An educational sector, children are not going to school. We are not eating, no food on the table. Inflation is so, I don't know what to call it. It's on a very high side. If I tell you the minimum wage of the citizen, the working class, is less than $100. Is less than $100 monthly. I mean monthly. The minimum wage.
So let me
That's part of
ask
suffering.
you that again. Repeat that, because you said basically the average person is making pretty much American dollars, $100 a month.
Less than.
Wow.
The minimum wage from the government, less than $100, because that is what we are saying. Dollar now is more than 500. In the black market, per $1 we are having 500 naira. So in the normal channel, it is 411, if I'm not mistaken. 411 per $1. And before this administration came to play, I think it was about 198 naira, per $1. So, and this is what determines the equivalent of this currency, determines the economics, economic energy of the country. And that is very bad. That's part of the frustration. So no food, no road. The road is bad. We are not producing anything. In fact, toothpick is being, imported. Imagine, no electricity. So SMEs of Nigeria nobody is enjoying it. My brother, frustration is an understatement to what is happening in Nigeria. If you give ordinary Nigerians maybe a venue, if they have a way of getting out of this country, I'm very sure it will be very, very few of us that will remain. I mean, the patriotic ones. So if there are countries that are available to accommodate the 200 million, you wouldn't see anybody in this country again, except somebody like me. And we are very few.
Wow. You mentioned something that you didn't really mention in the Rise 5, though, that I want you to just touch on a little bit. And I know you're busy. I don't want to hold you up too more. I only got a couple more questions. But healthcare, that is very important. You mentioned it a little bit about the number of doctors and compared to people. Talk about the status of healthcare in Nigeria and your plan to create better healthcare and resources medically for our Nigerian people.
Yeah. Right now is we are not enjoying any kind of good healthcare in Nigeria. For how many years, and how long are we going to go about it? How long are we going to, continue in this? So my administration is very, very keen when it comes to healthcare. So primary healthcare, we are going to have telehealth and telemedicine. That's part of the technology we are going to use to drive the healthcare. And of course, when you go to the villages, there's automatic, in fact, totally there's nothing for them. So when there's nothing for the city, how would the villages, the rural areas, enjoy healthcare? So my administration is so key that we are going to, we have a lot of initiative on the healthcare. Our old ones, that is those that are above 80s, above 75, they will enjoy this free healthcare. And when we are talking about healthcare, it's another sector that has a massive number of employment. And then when we are talking about it as well, what about children health? What about the pregnant women's health? What about those things? These are the people we are going to be very, 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 passionate about and make sure they enjoy primary health care. Of course, free health care will be disseminated to all the children. They are going to enjoy it. There's what I call affordable favor health care. Okay, that's going to come to play. So we are going to enjoy that, and I'm assuring you that I will not go to any kind of country to seek for healthcare or health check. It's not possible. because we're going to build a lot of that. And let me just shock you with this. One of the plans we have is that you don't know Nigeria, you don't know maybe one of the states in Nigeria, you don't know our love. But let me say it anyway. From Ibadan to Lagos, for example, there is nothing like head hub, hospital hub. There's nothing like that. And throughout Federation, there's nothing like that. So in case of accident, in case of emergency, we will build and make sure that we have about 10 hospital hubs along the major road across the country. So if there is any emergency, if there's any accident, these people, they will be taken there, and our doctors and nurses, they will attend to them. So that is one of our initiatives that we are going to put in place. And of course, I talked about those that are with a very strong disease or the other, maybe cancer and the rest. So we are going to have a very world-class hospital across 6 geopolitical zones that will be dealing with all this. It's not that they are not in place per se. 1 or 2 by private organizations that have tried their possible best to make sure things are in place for little group of individuals, and these are being attained or can be accessed by the rich. But what about the poor? Who is taking care of them? So my administration, we drive massive kind of initiative regards to the poor, and make sure that the poor enjoy their primary health care at all costs, at all levels, in all areas, in all states.
Oh, sure. If you're just tuning in, we have Dr. Favour Ayodele. He's providing some powerful information to us. Before I let you go, I want you to talk about when the election is, and to your fellow Nigerians, our brothers and sisters over there in the motherland, talk to them about what you need them to do moving forward going into this election.
Thank you so much. But before I talked about that, I want to appreciate the strong young adult over there. Right from the Lekki Tollgate massacre, I must celebrate this hero that fell through bullets of those people that believe they can release the power or they can change anything for good for us. So these wonderful heroes, I want to celebrate them. I want to thank their family. I want to appreciate Nigerians for standing tall in this time of trial, because it's a lot that is going on in Nigeria right now. Family are mourning every day. There's no peace anywhere. The injustice is just too flooding everywhere. So, but I just want to appeal to Nigerians in overseas, in abroad, wherever you are, wherever you are hearing me, that 2023 is coming. We must not make a mistake. We mustn't in any way make another mistake and install the charlatans, install all the recycled politicians that are just there to make sure that nobody like us or somebody like us will not be there, will not come to power. And I am just a child like you. I'm just an ordinary Nigerian, that's so passionate about fixing the country, so passionate about involving in things that we need to do rightly. And also, you get your PVC and make sure that you vote these people out. And the other thing I want to appeal to Nigerians is that I need your support, even though this is a very wonderful platform for me now, and it's like as if I'm making an official declaration, but not that kind of official, because it has not yet been pronounced here in Nigeria. But I appreciate this platform given to me, to address our countrymen all over the world, African descent all over the world. I'm so grateful. I just want you to do a lot of cooperation with me. Let me quickly tell you that I've never and I've in any way involved myself in any corrupt system that you will not trust. You just have to trust anyway. And I'm presenting myself, I'm offering myself in all areas to make sure that we have a good government and good governance. And with you, we can achieve this. So I need your support, your resources and everything. And don't forget that money and fear has been a kind of element that these people are using against somebody like me, against us together. But the fear aspect, you cannot see it in my DNA. I'm not afraid of anyone. I've laid my life on this. I'm so intentional about this. And I want you to know that it is high time we get our country straight and we put the country forward. Nigeria is one. And I wouldn't want anybody to disintegrate or to separate us from our nationhood, of our brotherhood, from our love and our interest, common interest. So I am asking that your resources, your connections, coming together, let's do this. I believe we can do it. I believe we can achieve it together. And thank you so much, my brother. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. And again, we are live with presidential candidate from Nigeria, Dr. Favour Ayodele. Thank you so much for blessing the platform. I just really appreciate you and your message and what you're trying to do over there in Africa, in Nigeria. And I just wish you well, and whatever you need from us over here, please just let us know. And I'd love to have you back on soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. God bless Nigeria.
Yeah, you know it. God bless Nigeria. All right, man. That was a great interview. For those that are on YouTube now, do me a favor. Please hit that subscribe button right over here. Look for where we're going at. And, let's try to support the brothers and sisters in Nigeria. Shout out to Dr. Ma'at. Oh, please, at 7 o'clock, tune in. Go to Dr. Ma'at's channel. We have the Read Book Club. We will be reading this book, actually. I'm reading right now, trying to get caught up. The Hidden Cost of Being an African American. So please, you don't need the book to tune in. And we'll go over the first and second chapter. So please tune in for that. Also, some events coming up. August the 14th, if you're in the Baltimore area, we have the Marcus Garvey Festival, the UNIA in Baltimore. Barker Clark will be out there. So come on out, show us some love, get some literature, build with some positive African people. This is Race First Awareness Week ending up today. If you guys in Baltimore as well as around the country, look around, go to Facebook, look it up. I know there's a cookout today at Drew Hill Park, so you guys can go out there and check it out. So a lot of things going on. Today is August the 1st. What we say in the UNIA is the month of Mosiah, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So it's a lot of things going on in the month of August. And the Friday is the greatest day of all. It's my birthday, August the 6th. So you guys definitely kick me out a shout out. We got a lot of powerful interviews coming up. So hopefully you guys can tune in, hit the replay, and please share with all of our brothers and sisters in the Nigerian motherland. The key is to unite black people all over the diaspora. So we want to unite, we want to help them and see what's going on over there. But definitely we got to take care of our business here in the States as well. So it's just good to build a connection and help them out. Blessed to be here today, blessed to be back. The game show will be coming up. So if you guys have any black history, black trivia knowledge, hit me up. We do award prizes. The game show is fun. We like to have fun with the game show, and we like to do it right. So definitely you guys tune in. Thank you for checking us out. Hit the replay if you want, and please share. And again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys stay safe. We are out of here. Real Truth and Power, man. It's blessed to be back, and I thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll be getting started with a lot more in the next couple of days. Have a good one. Please hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for the support. Again, tune in tonight at 7 o'clock as we go over the Read Book Club.